everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emma if you're new here, and this is Maggie, my caddy. Since doing the kitchen video, I've had quite a few questions on the fridge, so I thought I'd give you a little rundown today on how I find it. And talk about how much power it uses, what you can fit in it, and the size and dimension. So this is an Alpicool K25 compressor fridge, and it fits behind the passenger seat in the car. And what I'm going to do today is take it inside the house and we'll plug it into the mains power and a power bank to see what it uses. So first, while it's still warm from the car, I'm going to plug it into the power bank. My power bank is a Bluetti or Power Oak EB70. And I'm going to plug the fridge into the 12-volt port. When I turn the DC output on, you can hear the compressor kick in on the fridge and it starts cooling. So you can see here the temperature in the fridge is 17 degrees at the moment and it's 13 volts. And if we look at the Bluetti, it's drawing 23 watts as it starts cooling the fridge down. So now what I'm going to do is plug the fridge into a main socket in the house so I can get it down to a nice temperature quickly without draining my Bluetti. So you can see on the display it now says 14.6 volts. The fridge is 17 degrees. I'm going to set a timer so we can see how long it takes to get down to the right temperature, which I have set to 3 degrees. This is the noise from the compressor. I don't think it's too bad at all. After 18 minutes it's got down to 9 degrees. And then in just under 24 minutes it's down to 3 degrees that I set it at. I look in the fridge now, you can see there is a light inside. Also some ice has started to form on the side of the fridge. So now I'll unplug it from the mains power, plug it back into the power bank, and we'll see if it's drawing any power now that it's down to temperature. Nope, not using any at all. So let's have a quick look inside. It's got a lift up lid and it's got a chain to stop the lid going back too far. As I mentioned, there's a light and 2 compartments. There's also a bung in the bottom so that if you have any spillages or condensation leaks, you can empty it out through a hole in the bottom of the fridge without having to tip it over. So just to give you an idea of the size inside, this is a bottle of milk in there. You can see the lid closes. 2 cans stood up, or a beer can next to it. And then you can fit 5 cans in a row along the back. So while I've had the lid open, putting the drinks in and out, the temperature's gone up to 6 degrees in the fridge. And you can see it's using 28 watts from the power bank. On the right hand side of the fridge you've got your power in, and also 3 vents front, end and back for the compressor. There are 2 strong handles, one each end, for lifting and moving the fridge about. The lid has a catch on the front that has 2 little hooks that hold it down securely. If I lift it up you can have a look and see these. There's the 2 catches. And then when you put it back down, it clips into place so it won't open again. It also has a display lock that you press and hold that unlocks the display if you need to change the settings. Apparently the temperature will go down to minus 20 degrees C on this, but I've never actually needed to. Minus 1 or 2 is usually enough to keep ice frozen. The fridge has a max mode for quick cooling and an eco mode to save power. Right, let's now pop out to the car and I'll show you how I fitted it in there. So I'll do my best to explain what's going on here, but I sort of made it up as I built it, so I'm not really quite sure how it works, but there's a shelf on the top that's on 2 runners and 2 securing points for the fridge to be strapped to. This slides backwards and forwards to move the fridge, and there is another box underneath it which is on runners also, and this moves backwards and forwards depending on where the seat is. This shelf is 58 centimetres across. The gap between the pillar and the centre console is just over 62 centimetres, so the fridge slides in and out just. So when you're ready to put the seat back, you slide the box back. You can also see here inside the box, that's where the fridge plugs into. That goes to the leisure battery. Then when you put the fridge in, it sits on top of that shelf that moves, so you can strap it down securely for when you're driving. And the strap goes through the handle, through the ring at the bottom, and then secured together. Then the same on the other side of the fridge. You can also run the fridge off your car's 12-volt socket when you're driving, as the fridge has auto cut-off battery protection built in. So there we go, that's my review of the Alpicool fridge. I really like it, good little fridge. Some tips that I'll give you in a minute. You can fit quite a lot of drinks in. Normal bottle will stand up straight in there like a squash bottle. The big 2 litre bottles of Coke or something like that, they tend to need to be led down or on an angle. They don't stand up straight in there, but a smaller like 1.5 litre bottle will fit. I do tend to turn it off at night. It can be a little bit noisy at night, just when the compressor kicks on or off. It's got a little rumble to it. It's not too bad, but I tend to turn the fridge off at night anyway. It tends to stay nice and cool. Another little top tip is to take it in the house before you go anywhere and get it down to temperature, plugged into the mains. And then when you bring it out to the car, you can plug it either into the car or into a power bank or your leisure battery. And because it's already cool, it doesn't use a lot of power while you're driving. You can use it on hookup when you're on a campsite if you've got a lead. Really easy to clean out as well. So if you just tip some warm water or soapy water in there, because it's got the hole in the bottom, you haven't got to tip it upside down to clean it out. You can just pull the bung out, wait for the water to drain, and then just wipe it around with a bit of tissue, and that comes up really nice. Another top tip is if you leave the bung out when you're not using it, a little bit of an airflow through the bottom, so it tends not to get too stinky in there, because closed up fridge can get a bit whiffy. Or just leave a tea towel hanging over the front in there just to prop it open a little bit, just lets a bit of air through. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It's a good little fridge, no complaints from me. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you again soon.